Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Kindly repeat.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayana
Narayana
Namaskritya.
Namaskritya
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram
Naram
Chaiva
Chaiva
Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim
Narottamam
Saraswatim Vyasam
Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato
Tato
Jayamudiraye
Jayamudire
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu
Ashtapradeshu
Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagvat Sevaya
Nityam
Bhagavata
Bhagavata
Sevaya
Sevaya.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati
Bhagavati Uttama Sloke
Uttamashloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki.
Bhakti
Bhaktir
Bhavati Naistiki.
Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, Verse number 31. Yainevaham Bhagavato. Kindly repeat.
Yenaivaha Bhagavato
Yainevaham Bhagavato.
Yenaivaham
Bhagavato
Vasudevasya Vedasaha.
Vasudevasya Vedasa
Vasudevasya Vedasaha.
Vasudevasya Vedaha
Mayanubhavam Avidam.
Mayanubhavam
Mayanubhavam Avidam.
Mayanubhavam Avidam
Yena gachanti tatpadam.
Yena Gachanti Tatpadam
Yena gachanti tatpadam.
Yena Gachanti Tatpadam
Enevaham bhagavato.
Yenaiva Bhagavato
Vasudevasya vedasaha.
Vasudevasya
Vasudevasya
Vedasaha
Mayanubhavam avidam.
Mayanubhavam Avidam
Yena gachanti tatpadam.
Yena
Yena
Gachanti
Gachanti
Tatpadam
Tatpadam.
By that confidential knowledge, I could understand clearly the influence of the energy of Lord Sri Krishna, the creator, maintainer, and annihilator of everything. By knowing that, one can return to him and personally meet him. A small purport, anybody can read, please.
By devotional service or by the most confidential knowledge, one can understand very easily how the different energies of the Lord are working. One part of his energy is manifesting the material world. The other superior part of this energy is manifesting the spiritual world, and as intermediate energy is manifesting the living entities who are serving either of the above mentioned energies. The living entities serving the Prabhuji, கேக்குதுங்களா Prabhuji?
Yeah, Mataji, you are audible, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. The living entities serving material energy are struggling hard for existence and happiness, which is presented to them as illusion. But those in the spiritual energy are placed under the direct service of the Lord in eternal life, complete knowledge, and perpetual bliss. The Lord desires, as directly said in the Bhagavad Gita, that all conditioned souls moving, rotting in the kingdom of kingdom of material energy come back to him by giving 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 ஐயோ, எங்கேயோ விட்டுட்டேனே. Giving up all engagements in the material world. Thus is most confidential part of knowledge. But this can be understood only by the pure devotees, and only such devotees enter the kingdom of God to see him personally and serve him personally. The concrete example is Narada himself, who attained a stage of eternal knowledge and eternal bliss, and the ways and means are open to all, provided one agrees to follow in the footsteps of Sri Narada Muni. According to Shruti, the Supreme Lord has unlimited energies without effort by him, and these are described under 3 principal headings as above mentioned. Hare Krishna
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Thank you,
Om
Prabhuji.
Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudpadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagandagunathanvitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijansaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagan Lalita Shri Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatharine Vanchakalpataruభ్యశ్చ कृपा सिन्धुभ एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपीकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय हो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतिशे नमः हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna everyone, welcome to Bhakti Vaibhav Fast Track English class. Prabhu, the voice is clear?
Yes, clear, Prabhuji. Yes,
Thank
clear.
you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So it's very fortunate to be in association of such good devotees as you all. And this is really a nice initiative under the leadership of His Grace Naminishra Prabhu that so many teachers are taking this class. And it's so nice also to hear those teachers, isn't it? So just to understand where we are now in Canto 1, 5th chapter will finish today, entitled Narada's instructions on Srimad Bhagavatam for Vyasadeva. So we saw the questions which the sages asked. We saw Krishna's various incarnations. Then we saw the appearance of Narada Muni. And now in the current chapter, probably one of the very, very important chapters in the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, we are seeing how Narada Muni is now facing Vyasadeva and instructing him. So this chapter starts with Narada Muni comfortably seated. Vyasadeva made him sit right here. And Narada Muni was smiling. And I heard how beautifully Dharmesh Prabhuji explained the reason why Narada Muni was smiling. Prabhupada writes in his purport that Narad was smiling because he knew very well the great sage of Vyasadeva. He knew him and the cause of his disappointment. When a small kid tells you a problem and you know the solution, you smile at him. You see how innocently he explains to you and you want to give the solution. Narad Muni was smiling because he knew the reason of his disappointment. And as he will gradually explain that Vyasadevji's disappointment was due to insufficiency in presenting the science of devotional service. So Narada Muni knew that effect, and it was also confirmed by the position of Vyasadevji. And immediately, as soon as Narad Muni made himself comfortable, he asked a piercing question to Vyasadeva. What? O son of Parashara, are you satisfied by identifying with the body or the mind as objects of self-realization? Vyasadeva has done such a hard work, written so many literatures, and now Narad Muni is telling, are you satisfied, O son of Parasara, having identified the body and the mind as objects of self-realization? This is what you have done till now. You have said self-realization is only limited to body and mind. Are you satisfied? And then he addresses him as, my dear Prabhu. See the fun. Narad Muni addressing Vyasadevji as, my dear Prabhu. Why should you be despondent? You have done so much. Prabhu. Both Narad Muni and Vyasadevji are empowered incarnation of the Lord. One empowered incarnation talking to another empowered incarnation. मेरी मदद करिए. Another saying, मदद करूंगा पर क्या आप satisfied हैं? Are you satisfied? Narad Muni being Bhakti Shakti Avatara and Vyasadev being Sahityak Shakti Avatara. One is Bhakti Shakti, one is Sahityak Shakti. Both are empowered incarnation, talking to each other. But that does not make any of them complacent. And hence Vyasadevji accepts deficiency and surrenders onto the lotus feet of Narad Muni and says, I am not pacified. I therefore ask you, what is the root cause of my dissatisfaction? Please help. And then he starts to follow the process. Process is glorify. Before you put across a problem, before you ask for benediction, before you ask for mercy, glorify. And hence the prayers. If you see, Srimad Bhagavatam is full of prayers. They are glorifying. And what is Vyasadeva glorifying? He's saying you are a man of unlimited knowledge. Narad Muni, you are a man of unlimited knowledge because you are the son of Brahma. So Vyasadevji has surrendered. And so was done by Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. Which is that shloka? Anybody please read out. Which is that shloka in which Arjuna surrenders?
Karpanya dosho nabhata svabhava prachami tvam dharma
मूढचेताः
yajreyasya
यच्छ्रेयस्यानिश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे
शिष्यस्तेऽहं
शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां
प्रपन्नम्.
Thank
प्रपन्नम्.
you. Arjun also accepts and surrenders because that's the whole process. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya updeshyanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. That's the process. You have to go and surrender. Not challenge. Accept. And Vyasadevji nicely glorifies Narad Muni and says what? You are like the sun. Because the goodness of the sun can travel everywhere in the three worlds. Oh, you are like the air because you can pierce the internal regions of everyone. And he says you are as good as the all-pervasive super soul. And he's not wrong in saying that. He's calling Narad Muni as good as all-pervasive super soul. Please therefore find out the deficiency in me. What has happened? Please pierce me and find out where am I lacking. And Narad Muni gives stuck direct reply. What? You have not broadcasted the sublime and spotless glories of the personality of Godhead. You have not done. You did not talk about the sublime and spotless glories of the personality of Godhead. What do you mean by sublime? Anyone? Sublime means what?
Has deep meaning.
Sublime means a deep meaning. Okay. Anybody else?
Transcendental.
Transcendental. Okay. Very good. Sublime means transcendental. What can be a Hindi? Huh? Yes. And spotless. Spotless means amalam, nirmal, nishkalank, bedag. Spotless and sublime glories of Godhead you have not spoken about. And my dear Vyasadev, any philosophy which does not satisfy the transcendental senses of the Lord is considered, what is considered? Worthless. Zero. Indirectly he said, whatever you have done till now is zero. Just imagine. And famous shloka 1.5.8, Narad Muni, what he says? Bhavatânudit prayam yasho bhagavato amalam. Anudit prayam means you have not praised. Bhavatânudita prayam, you have not praised. Yasho means glories. Bhagavato amalam. Amalam means spotless. Bhagavato means of Krishna, spot of personality of God, and you have not done that. Then how do you expect yourself to be satisfied? But then one question arises which we need to answer, and I will put this question across to this esteemed gathering. Why glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is essential for the satisfaction of the heart? This is the question that we ask you now. Please try to answer. Why glorification is essential for the satisfaction? Yes. Why do you think we need to glorify the Lord, or anybody for that matter, for the satisfaction of the heart? Yes, Prabhu. Oh, sorry, Santi Siddeshna. Yes, please, go ahead.
I'm just guessing, Prabhuji. Because we have developed higher taste, we are not satisfied by mundane happiness. So by glorifying Lord, we get a transcendental joy, Prabhu.
That's the question. Why? Why? Yes, Adhar Pragoranga Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Actually, because we are the parts and parcel of Lord Krishna, and when we are praising God, we are just connecting ourselves to the God. So everything, the Paramatma connect to the heart, and we will get satisfied. That's all. Because Mame Vahan se Jeev Loke Jeev Bhuta Sanatana, we know very well. So what is happening with us, it's always happening through the Krishna plannings. And if we are just surrendering to Lord Bhagwan, then we will going to satisfy ourselves itself. And
Okay, very nice. Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu has entered the room but not hit the main point. Yes, Prema Priya Mataji.
I was thinking.
Sorry, Mataji, or unmute yourself, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
I also felt the same thing. We're parts and parcels of the Supreme Soul. So obviously, he is the eternal master. We are the servitors. So the servitors.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. You have touched the right point. We are part and parcel, but in what relationship? Jeever Swarup Hoye, Krishna Nitya Das. And it is very clearly mentioned. Please, purport of 1.5.8, Prabhupada has mentioned that the eternal relationship of an individual soul with the Supreme Soul is that of eternal servitor and eternal master. And what is the reason that the God has himself expanded in so many living beings? What is the reason I and you are made? In order to accept the loving service. That is the reason we have been made. To accept the loving service, and that is why alone this thing can satisfy you and the Lord. What? Glorifying the Lord. Because we have been made for that. Prabhupada explains that the Lord has expanded himself as living beings in order to accept loving service from them. And this alone can satisfy both the Lord and the living being. So the relationship is not that of competitor. The relationship is that of eternal servitor and eternal master. And this way Narad Muni was encouraging Vyasadeva that please now write about the glorification of Krishna. And Narad Muni explains what? Now this is a big lesson for all of us in case you have not noted down. In the 17th verse of this chapter, Narad Muni is saying something which we can practically apply in our lives. What? One who has forsaken his material occupation to engage in devotional service sometimes fall down. Either in a smaller proportion or a higher proportion, lesser degree or to a degree of a greater extent, each one of us has forsaken our material occupation. Yes or no? Confirm to me. Each one of us have forsaken some or the other material occupation to engage in devotional service. Yes or no? Just say verbally, yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Yes.
Prabhuji.
Correct?
Yes.
But we may fall down. Why? Because we are in an immature state. What is it called? Bhajan apakvo atha patet tato yadi. If you read that shloka, it says Bhajan apakvo atha patet tato yadi. Yadi means agar, if. Because of immaturity, the person who has forsaken his material occupation falls down. Now consider somebody leaving his blue collar job, joining ISKCON, trying to serve the mission and falls down. Falls down always does not mean that he will engage in sinful activities. Falls down may also mean that this enthusiasm to serve, the enthusiasm to cooperate with devotees, the enthusiasm to chant has gone away. No taste. It's a fall down. It may happen when apakwa, immature stage. What happens? This boy thinking, na ghar ka, na ghat ka. What do I do? But Narad Muni is saying, there is no danger of his being unsuccessful. No danger. No danger. On the other hand, a non-devotee who is fully engaged in his occupational service does not gain anything. Yatra kwa va badra abhud amushya kim ko varth apato abhajatam swadharmataha. Abhajatam means non-devotee swadharmataha. He is engaged in his occupational devotee, but it has ko vartaha, it has nothing. He cannot obtain anything. So never ever think that by forsaking your material occupation to any degree you are at a disadvantage. No. There is no danger. And this has also been confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Anybody knows the shloka? Which shloka this is confirmed?
Abhijit Sudharacharo.
Apichet suduracharo. Yes, very good. And one more shloka which says that even a small quantity of devotional service can save you from the most dangerous position. What is that?
Swalpam apyasya dharmasya
Alpam
trayate
apyasya
bhayam.
dharmasya trayato mahato.
Mahato Bhaya.
So what is the danger? No danger, sir. So sometimes when we want to give up our material occupation, that fear whether I will be able to adjust in the atmosphere of the temple, whether I will can continue this enthusiasm to serve and chant, we do not give up the material occupation. But sir, Narada Muni is saying, and Krishna himself said in Bhagavad Gita, there is no danger. And worse is that person who may be very, very busy in his material occupation, but he attains nothing, zero. So there can be many duties, a person is duty bound to his parents, to his family members, to society, to country, to humanity, so many things. But if one relinquishes such duties and surrenders to the Lord, he becomes successful. And if he does so, well and good. But if it does not happen and he falls down temporarily, there is no danger at all. Because even a small quantity of devotional service can save us from the most dangerous position. And this has been proved time and again in the Shastra by various examples. Like Bharat Maharaj. He ended up becoming a deer, but again attained the supreme abode of the Lord. Ajamil fell down so many years, at least 60 to 70 years of sins, but again got an opportunity and went back to Godhead. Chitraketu got the curse of Lord Shiva, but again got an opportunity, got it. Why? One who has done service to the lotus feet of the Lord can never forget that sweetness. Never ever you will forget that sweetness. And Prabhupada says in his purport, once engaged in devotional service, one will continue the service in all circumstances. Temporarily you may fall down, but you will continue to do that. It is 1.5.17. So what should be done? Prabhupada says in his purport, persons who are actually intelligent and philosophical should endeavor what? To only serve the Lord. And that is why in the next shloka, 18th shloka, Vyasadeva is explained by Narada. Narada, you have done all this karma kanda so that people can get sense enjoyment. But have you forgotten that sense enjoyment can come automatically in the course of time, just as in the course of time miseries come, though we do not desire them to come. Correct? Nobody prays that miseries come, but they come. Similarly, happiness will also come. So this is not something which you should have done. So in the 19th verse, a very encouraging conclusion for all us sadhakas. What? Devotees may sometimes fall down, but he does not undergo material existence like other fruitive workers. We don't have to go through all that. Why? A person who has relished the taste of lotus feet of Krishna will always remember that ecstasy again and again. And you can practically see for yourself. In some of those days where you don't feel like chanting, you feel let down, you remember your initial days. Oh, that time I had such a wonderful feeling chanting the name of the Lord. Oh, I was so engrossed, I was so happy serving the Vaishnavas. You do. Why? You cannot forget that ecstasy again and again. So you will never fall down per se. And then Narad Muni from the 23rd to the 31st shloka explains his own story. How the Bhakti Vedantas blessed him. With what? With the most confidential knowledge. And that knowledge, he says what? Was instructed by Krishna himself. As it is. Now one question for you all. As the Bhakti Vedantas were leaving, they were very, very happy with Narad Muni and they instructed him with the most confidential subject which was instructed by the God himself. Now, Srila Prabhupada, great Acharya, is a Bhakti Vedanta. Full knowledge of Vedanta. He has also instructed us in the most confidential subject as instructed by personality of Godhead himself, and that is why he is calling it as it is. Agreed or not till now? The two conditions, agreed or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Bhakti Vedanta instructing us in the most confidential subject as instructed by the God. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
All
Prabhuji.
of you, please, I want to hear everyone. All of you, yes or no?
Yes,
Yes.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
So this gives
Prabhuji.
question. This gives
Yes.
this gives birth to a question, which is, if by listening to that confidential subject of Bhakti Vedanta, the poor boy became Narada, why we have not become Narada? That poor boy, small boy, was instructed by Bhakti Vedantas. We have also been instructed by the Bhakti Vedanta. That boy got the most confidential subject, information, knowledge. We also got the most confidential information, knowledge subject. That same knowledge which God himself preached, we also got the same knowledge which God himself preached, but that boy became Narad Muni. We did not become Narad Muni. Why?
Purity is not there.
Hmm? Purity is not there, okay?
We have
Let's
not
note down.
surrendered fully,
We'll
Prabhuji.
note down the
We are
reasons.
still attached.
We are
We are
not
We have not
practicing
surrendered fully.
honestly,
The
Prabhuji.
conditions also.
We are conditioned by the three moods, Prabhuji.
Conditioned
We are
by
not.
3 modes, okay?
We are not
Purity is not
practicing
there. Next.
honestly. We are not practicing.
Honestly, we are not. Sincerity is not there. Okay. What else?
We
Discipline.
followed
We
the
are not.
instructions strictly.
Strictly, we
Discipline.
are not following the instructions, okay?
Material desires are still lurking, Prabhuji.
Material desires are still there, my goodness. Okay.
We are
What
in
else?
struggling stage, Prabhuji.
Hmm?
We are not In having struggling strong stage.
Faith also.
Due to Maya, Prabhuji.
Maya. I have no problem. Maya is not leaving me only. This Maya. Okay. Then
We are attached to material this thing,
we are
Prabhuji. We are not come
attached.
out of it.
Attached. We are not getting detached. Okay. What else?
He had strong faith, but
He
we
had
have
strong
doubts.
faith. Who said? Madhura Manasi Ganga Mataji. Jai, Jai, Jai. See, we'll note down this point. He had strong faith. Let's note down.
But
He
we have
had
doubts.
strong faith. Next, come up. More.
The lack of
See,
We
conviction.
haven't surrendered totally, Prabhuji.
sorry.
We have not surrendered.
We have not surrendered totally. Okay.
We still not have the conviction about
We
it.
don't have the conviction. All right. I think we'll stop there. See, all this reason that you have given, you need not give. Why? Because this has been answered by Narad Muni himself. In your previous classes, I think what, in the last class only, what did you read? What was Narad Muni saying? Just open your book in case you have the book in front of you, or otherwise Veda base. 23rd verse, Narad Muni is saying, I was engaged in their personal service. Now the answer comes, the difference between you and Narad Muni. Narad Muni is saying, I was personally engaged in the service of Bhakti Vedanta. Either we don't get an opportunity, or even if we get the opportunity, we are not serious. 24th verse, Narad Muni is saying, I was self-controlled and had no attachment for sports. We are not self-controlled, we have lot of attachment for sports. Even though I was a boy, as a boy, we are grown up adults, we still are attached. Narad Muni is saying, I was not naughty, we are still naughty even in 30s, 40s, 50s. And Narad Muni is saying, I did not speak more than required. Do we have these qualities? Just introspect. 25th verse, Narad Muni is saying, by their permission, I took the remnants of their food. Uchishta. We do not believe in that. Sometimes I have seen even some devotees, they don't believe in taking Uchishta. They make faces. 26th verse, Narad Muni is saying, I listened to them attentively and my taste for hearing increased at every step. Is that happening to us? Not happening to us. 27th verse, Narad Muni is saying, my attention to hear was unflinching. Is that happening to us? Not happening to us. 28th verse, Narad Muni is saying, I had the opportunity to hear the souls constantly. Not again true for us. And 29th verse he says, I was very much attached to those sages. Attached to the sages is not saying attached to mother who has gone. I was gentle in my behavior. Are we? In my heart I had strong faith in them. Do we have strong faith? I had subjugated my senses. Have we done that? I was strictly following them with body and mind. Do we follow the sages with body and mind? Now these are the questions that we should introspect to understand why we, in spite of getting instructions as it is from Bhakti Vedanta, cannot become Narada Muni. Narad Muni has given his own qualification why he ended up becoming a Narad Muni. Yeah? So now, today's verse, 31st verse, we start with that backdrop in which it is said, by that confidential knowledge. We all read the verse? I'll repeat it for you. By that confidential knowledge, I could understand clearly the energies of Shri Krishna. And by knowing that, one can return to him and personally meet him. By that confidential knowledge. Now, what is that confidential knowledge? Prabhupada reveals in the very first line of the purport, devotional service. Immediately Prabhupada reveals, by devotional service or by the most confidential knowledge, one can understand very easily the energies of the Lord. So it's not any more confidential. It has been revealed to you because of the mercy of the Acharya that the most confidential knowledge is devotional service. Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, please give up all your engagements of the material world, and this is the most confidential part of the knowledge. And what Narad Muni could do? He could understand the influence of the energy of Krishna as a creator, maintainer and annihilator. So what are the three primary energies of Krishna? Three primary energies of Krishna? Internal potency and marginal potency. Very good, thank you. External potency also called Aparashakti, Mahamaya, Bahiranga Shakti, which is basically related to this material world. Internal potency also called Yogamaya, Parashakti, Antaranga Shakti. This is the superior energy which is responsible for the spiritual world. And then the marginal potency also called Tathastha Shakti, which is what? Which is the Jiva. All of us. There are further subdivisions of internal potency, Sandhini Shakti, Samvit Shakti, Ladini Shakti and all, because Sat Chit Ananda, correct? So Sat means eternal, that is the Sandhini Shakti. Chit means knowledge, that is Samvit Shakti. And Anand means bliss, which is the Ladini Shakti. Tathastha Shakti, which means us, the Jivas, now, because of our little independence, what we can do? We can either decide to serve internal potency or serve the external potency. And when we serve the external potency, the Mahamaya, then we are in illusion, Maya. And we are struggling hard for existence. But on the other hand, if we serve the internal potency, the spiritual energy, what happens? What happens? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mahatmanastu Mam Partha Devim Prakritim Ashritaha. If we do that, then we come under the protection of who? Devim Prakriti. Devim Prakriti means Radharani, means internal potency. And it happens for who? It happens for Bhajante Ananav Manso Gyata Bhutadim Abhyayam. For the ones who are fully engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. It happens for them. So Narad Muni is saying, I could understand the energies of Sri Krishna. By which knowledge? By the knowledge of devotional service. And once that happens, you can return to him and personally meet him. Shastra itself is saying you can go and meet him. It's not somebody's figment of imagination. Very clearly says God has a form, God is a person, because you don't go and meet a light, a jyoti. You go and meet a person. If you see the shloka, the translation itself says you can return to him and personally meet him. You go and meet a person. Can you go and meet a tube light? Can you go and meet a bulb? No. You will go and meet a person. You can go and meet him. Having said that, Narada Muni now starts instructing Vyasadeva. And in the 32nd shloka, what he says? The best remedial measure for removing all troubles and miseries is to dedicate one's activity to the service of Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. Just imagine, so direct instruction, can't even imagine. The shloka reads, Etat samsuchit brahma tapatraya chikitsitam Tapatraya chikitsitam. Tapatraya means threefold miseries. Chikitsitam means remedy. Chikitsa, how to do it. And it is not his own mental concoction. He is saying samsuchitam. Samsuchitam means decided by the learned brahmanas. Everybody is saying that. Chikitsitam, how? Yad Ishware Bhagwati Karma Brahmani Bhavitam. Karma means one's prescribed activities. Brahmani means unto the great, Bhavitam, dedicated. When one dedicates his karma onto the lotus feet of the Lord, then what happens? Tapatraya Chikitsitam. He is freed from the threefold miseries. Very, very, very important shloka which lays down the foundation of Bhakti Yoga. It lays down the foundation of what we all are trying to do. Why we are doing what we are doing. Why we are doing what we are doing. Tapatraya chikitsitam. How? Yadishware bhagvati karma brahmani bhavitam. By dedicating our activities onto the lotus feet of Krishna. Why we are doing what we are doing. And Vyasadeva has been instructed saying it is the best method. Which means there are other methods also. We'll analyze. So he's saying the best measure of removing all troubles and miseries, not partial, not part of it. So the question arises, whether at all we are troubled, whether at all we are in a miserable condition. I want to hear from you all. Are we troubled or are we in a miserable condition? If yes, how? If no, how? Maybe 2 or 3 devotees we will listen. Yes, Mataji. Are we in a troubled or miserable condition? Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Then give instances. How? Be very brief. How?
Mind,
We are
Prabhuji.
suffering.
Prabhuji, this is a
Very,
material
very
world,
miseries
so
we
we
are
are
suffering.
always in miserable condition. So
So give examples. How you are in a miserable condition?
Prabhuji, there are so many entanglements that we have in our family life that it, it always pulls us back in our path of devotional service.
No, you are not answering the question. Give examples how you are in a miserable condition.
Anger, Prabhuji. We cannot control our anger.
So anger is a miserable condition. Okay, what else?
Not happy because always comparing with others.
Not happy. Always complaining. Okay, what else?
Complaining and comparing with others and not feeling happy.
What else?
Jealousy.
We are here in this material world, Prabhu. That itself is a material.
One by one, please. Yes.
Jealousy, we are in Trividha Tapatraya. One or the other is always there.
Tapatraya. Somebody said Tapatraya. Very nice.
Yes,
What else?
Prabhuji. That is a secondary miseries, and then primary miseries we are affected with Janma Mrityu Jara.
Very good. Who said that? Janam Mrityu Jara Vyadi?
Madhumayi Mataji, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Janam Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukha Dosh Anudarshanam. Bhagavad Gita chapter 13, verse number 8 to 12, Bhagavan is saying, these 20 points which I give you are knowledge, rest all ajnana. In that one is Janam Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukha Dosh Anudarshanam. We do not have the darshan, so actually we are not jnani. We have no knowledge. And that, see, when you do this discussion, then we understand. Nobody, it does not even click. Janam Mrityu Jara Vyadi is the real problem, because we do not understand the real problem. That is the biggest problem. And that is why we are not in knowledge. Krishna says, if somebody has a darshan, see, let me tell you, if you have a pain in the knee, immediately you will say, Prabhuji, घुटने में बहुत दर्द है, because you are feeling it. But nobody said Janam Mrityu Jara Vyadi because you are not feeling it, which means we are not in knowledge. We are not in knowledge. Krishna says, if you have a darshan of that, then you are in knowledge, otherwise you are not in knowledge. So Prabhupada has been saying, we have to first understand there is a problem. Then only we will look for solution. If you think, nahi, sab theek hai, kya problem hai? then why will you bother about solution? You will not bother about solution. So first you should know we are troubled and we are in a miserable condition. Janam mrityu jara vyadhi. Then dukhalayam ashashvatam. Krishna is saying this is dukhalay. Dukhalay. Pustakalay, you get pustak. Aushadalay, you get aushadhi. Nyayalay, you are supposed to get nyay, let's say. In dukhalay, what will you get? You will get only dukha. Miserable condition. Tapatraya. Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik, 3 types of sufferings. How can you avoid it? Somebody is driving the car and some bus comes and hit. Is it your fault? No. Adi Bhautik Tap, you have to suffer. Adi Devik, you are sitting in the building and suddenly earthquake comes, you suffer. Your mind itself is not letting you rest in peace, you suffer. Can't avoid. That is why Srimad Bhagavatam says even in the womb, the fetus starts suffering and starts praying to Krishna. Krishna, this time I will not forget you. Real suffering. If these are the real sufferings, then only we will look for remedy and the best remedy. But what is our illusion? We have huge illusion. What? I have a good bank balance. I have such a nice wife. I have such a smart, handsome, earning husband. Oh, so nice kids I have. But Prabhupada again and again saying material body means suffering. A sane man goes to the physician for treating the suffering. But a foolish man like us think, no, there is no suffering. He doesn't go to the physician. That is our position. Even Sanatana Goswami Prabhupada is saying in one of the lectures, before, though he was a big minister in the government, before he asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who am I, ke ami, why am I suffering? He was not on the platform of a human being. Only when Atato Brahma Jigyasa comes, then you come on the platform of human being. Before that, we all are on the platform of animals. Prabhupada beautifully explaining. Now listen, 2 good examples Prabhupada is given in this purport. What? Nothing happens without the sanction of the Lord, in spite of knowing that we are struggling very hard. Prabhupada is saying, the remedial measure to cure a patient by medical treatment is useless if it is not sanctioned by the Lord. My God, just imagine. We are thinking we are going to the doctor, getting our disease treated. Prabhupada is saying it is useless unless sanctioned by the Lord. So, if we get treated, unless there is sanction of the Lord, we will not get cured. It's not the doctor who is curing you, it is Lord's sanction. Okay, let him be cured. Another example Prabhupada gives, to cross the river or the ocean by a suitable boat is no remedial measure if it is not sanctioned by the Lord. Can you imagine? Prabhupada is saying to cross a river or ocean, boat is not a remedy. If you tell it to somebody will say, are you mad or what? Then what is the remedy? Sanction of the Lord is remedy. Still we are struggling hard without understanding that actually sanction of the Lord is required in everything. So we are talking about removing all the miseries. See what happens. If you do not follow this solution, you may follow other solutions and go to demigod and pray to them, do some havana, do some karma kanda. But the result that is obtained, 2 qualifications are there. What? Either they are not in full or they are not permanent. You understand? Example, oh Ganesh ji, let this new year I get 2 crore rupees in lottery. You get only 50 lakhs. What happened? You did not get your benediction in full. Number 1. Another pair, oh Ganesh ji, let my knee pain go away forever. Knee pain goes but only for 2 months, then it comes back again. Not permanent. So the results that you obtain by any remedy which is not devotional service is neither permanent nor in full. You understand? So it is not the best remedy. So what is the best remedy? Dedicate your activities to the service of the Lord. Susukham kartum avyayam. Krishna says, Pratyakshapagamam dharmyam susukham kartum avyam. This path of devotional service is full of happiness. You are not cheated. There is happiness. Susukham means happiness. Avyam means permanent. It's a permanent asset that you have built. It will not be taken away from you. Immediate relief will come. And susukham. How susukham? Practically you can see. Chant your 16 rounds, follow your 4 regulative principles, work for Krishna, observe Ekadashi, dance, and go back home, back to Godhead. Isn't it susukham? It is indeed susukham kartum avyam. Unless we follow the path of some siddhi haritoshanam, we will never be out of miseries. We'll never be out of miseries. Some siddhi haritoshanam. The only objective of life should be to satisfy the Lord. And Prabhupada says, yes, there may be some inconveniences in that. He's not saying no. In this path of following the best remedy to remove all your miseries, some inconvenience will be there. But then what is the solution? Do not give away the association of the devotees. Generally, we tend to do that. When we have some inconvenience, we give away the association of the devotee. But Rupa Goswami says what? He says, if you see Nectar of Instruction, 2 verses, he says the same thing. One, Atyahara prayasascha prajalponyam agraha jan sangascha lolyam cha shadvir bhaktir vinashyati. If you go for jan sangas, non-devotees association, you are doomed. Again he says in the next slok, Ussa nishya dhairya tat kan pravartanat sangatyagat sato vritte shadvir bhakti prasiddhati. Want to increase sangatyagat, don't go for the association of non-devotees, give away the association of the non-devotee, which means always remain in the association of devotees. See what actually happens. Let's give the reality of life. The reality of life is, by our material senses, we cannot appreciate Krishna's name, form, quality or pastime. That's the truth. Not possible. So how is it possible? It's possible only by service. Only through service you can understand Krishna. And later on we will see how service gives rise to knowledge in the heart. And what is the best service? What is the best service? Krishna himself says, what? Preaching is the best service. And how do you preach? You preach using your tongue. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Jare dekho tahe kaho Krishna Upadesh. Please use your tongue to execute the best service onto the lotus feet of Lord so that you can understand Him. Ata Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaved gramindriye sevan mukhe hi jivado swayam eva spurati yada. Sevan mukhe hi jivado. We cannot through our senses. Na bhaved gramindriye. Our indriya material senses we cannot understand. But we can use our tongue for what? What you can use your tongue for? Please tell me. Tongue you can use for what?
Doing japa.
And eating prasada.
And for
Eating, singing.
Yes. So by chanting the holy name of the Lord, by undertaking preaching activity, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, nobody is as dear to me as somebody who preaches. Then what happens? Your tongue becomes purified and gradually
Praising Krishna also.
you are able to understand.
Glorification.
See, the shloka says, again, so that you don't forget the bigger picture. The bigger picture is what? Bigger picture is tapatraya chikitsitam. How it can be treated? Karma brahmani bhavitam. Dedicate your services onto the lotus feet of Krishna. Clear? How to do? Now we are seeing how to do. How this is to be done. So Prabhupada in his purport gives practical examples. He says if you are a scientist, if you are a philosopher, if you are a poet, if you are a scholar, simply employ your learning in establishing the supremacy of the Lord. Means what? He's trying to say, whatever qualities you have, use that in the service of the Lord. Which suits your psychophysical nature, use that in the service of the Lord. If you are an administrator, you are a statesman, you are a warrior, you are a politician, what is saying? Fight for the cause of Krishna as Arjun did. Establish the Lord's supremacy in statesmanship. Everywhere, whatever position you are in, do not give up that position, do not give up that duty. Instead, turn it towards Krishna service. Oh, I'm a businessman, I'm an industrialist, I'm an agriculturalist. Oh, I'm in service. No problem. Spend your hard-earned money for the cause of the Lord. Prabhupada says, always think that the wealth you are accumulating is the wealth of the Lord. Why? Wealth is Lakshmi, and Lakshmi is eternal servitor of Narayana. So try to engage your Lakshmi in the service of the Narayana and be happy. So these are the practical ways where what we can do? We can engage all our activities in the service of the Lord.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, just can we say just like Ambarish Maharaja?
Sorry,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Ambarish Maharaja.
Yes,
just like Ambarish
absolutely.
Maharaja.
Ambarish Maharaj is following all the 9 angas of bhakti, everything in the service of the Lord. But see, Prabhupada is very, very practical. That is why he is giving example. Okay, this is your position in the material life. No problem. I still give you a solution to engage your senses in the service of the Lord. And then, in the next shloka, therefore it is said, this is the secret of spiritual success. What is the secret? Turning material thing into spiritual. Example, you take an iron rod, put it in fire. After some time, it becomes fire. Similarly, any material thing which is put in the service of Krishna becomes spiritual. So our philosophy is what? What is this philosophy called, all of you? What is the name of this philosophy? Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya. Do not try to lord over the material nature. Vairagya. Vairagya means do not try to lord it over the material nature. Yukta Vairagya means at the same time do not reject the material things. You don't reject and you put them in the service of Krishna. Yukta Vairagya. Prabhupada says jokingly that actually to be born in this material world is a bad bargain. Very bad bargain. Why he says a bargain? Because actually we left Krishna and came here. But now Prabhupada is saying the best way to make the best use of this bad bargain is to use everything in relation to the Supreme Lord. That is the best thing you can do. And very beautifully, this shloka, if you see, I'll read out 33rd shloka for you. 33rd shloka says, and this is Narad Muni saying, I'll go to, Narad Muni says, O good soul, does not a thing applied therapeutically cure a disease which was caused by that same very thing? You understood? The same thing which caused the disease will now cure the disease. Beautiful, no? Same thing which caused the disease will cure the disease. Example. Can anybody give an example?
Curd, Prabhuji.
Milk
Curd.
and curd.
Curd.
Milk
Very
and
nice.
curd.
Milk and curd. Milk can upset your stomach, but the same thing which is curd can also act as a remedy against such disorder. So why is Narad Muni saying that? Narad Muni is saying that those very material activities which are the reasons for your bondage will become the reason for your liberation. Means what? You do not give up material activities. Karma sannyas is not recommended. You can understand? Arjuna asked Krishna in chapter 5, Karma sannyas or karma yoga? Practical application you can see now in this chapter 1.5. There chapter 5, here also chapter 5. Arjuna asked, Karma sannyas or karma yoga? Narad Muni is explaining, the same thing which caused the disease will help you liberate. The same thing which bonded you, your material fruitive activities will now help you get liberation. So what we have to do? We have to use those material activities in the service of the Lord. Clear? Simple. Bhakti is very simple. Nothing, no rocket science. No rocket science. Same thing which was binding us, our fruitive activities, will help us now get out of this. Just one thing you have to do. You have to dedicate all your activities to the service of the Lord. And what happens? The root of the tree is cut. Chapter 15 Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says Ashwati, inverted tree, root will be cut. See, everybody knows every action has equal and opposite reaction. Correct? So as long as we have the propensity to enjoy the fruits of our work, we'll continue to transmigrate one soul, one body to another body, a third body, fourth body. But when this propensity to enjoy is turned into the desire of serving Krishna, what happens? Our activity changes into karma yoga. Now the propensity to enjoy is called karma yoga. Is it clear? Till now things are clear. That is why you see the last bullet. Propensity to enjoy is turned into desire to serve the mission, and one's activity changes into karma yoga. It becomes a karma yoga. Now you want to dedicate the results of your activities to the service of the Lord, and this is called dovetailing. Just dovetail your results of your fruitive activities to the service of Krishna. How it works? When you dovetail the results to the service of Krishna, it no more generates further karma. Further karma doesn't come. Further karma comes when you want the results. When it stops, then gradually it develops into transcendental devotional service. Not immediately, gradually. And you will completely cut the root of your material tree which is keeping you minded. And then you can start performing pure devotional service onto the lotus feet of Krishna. And devotee association has a big role to play in this. Prabhupada is very nicely explained step by step, which I'll explain to you in brief. What happens? See, we are all neophyte devotees. Prabhupada says, do one thing. Okay, Prabhupada, what to do? You offer your services physically and mentally. Prabhupada said two things. Physically and mentally. Whatever you are good at. Without reservation. Don't have any reservation in your mind. Do that. Then what will happen? When the great souls, when the pure devotees, they will see your service attitude, they will bestow their mercy onto you. It is never by your own qualification that you get bhakti or you get out of miseries. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Beej. And how do you get that? When you, without reservations, keep on doing service, great souls will bestow their mercy on you. How it happens? You see, many people say, no, Prabhuji, please pray for us. Why? Because they know if they pray, Krishna will listen. If a great soul prays, Krishna will listen. When the great soul will bestow their mercy onto you, they'll start praying for you. Oh, such a nice devotee. See, without reservations, without complaining, without anything, he's just rendering his services. Oh, Krishna, please engage him in your service. Krishna will listen. And Krishna himself has laid down this formula. Why? He's told to Arjun, hey Arjun, घोषणा कर दो कि मेरे भक्तों का कभी विनाश नहीं होता. He asked Arjun to say. He didn't say himself because he breaks his own promises. No? He said, I will not lift weapon, but he lifted weapon. But if the devotee says, he doesn't break it. So when mercy is bestowed upon us, then what happens? We start to develop attachment to hearing the pastimes of the Lord. See, actually we do not have any attachment to hearing the pastime. We do not have. This comes with the mercy of the Lord. And then slowly knowledge starts developing in our heart. With service comes knowledge. When you serve, and that is why Krishna said what? Krishna said, Gyan Deepen Bhasvataha. I'll give you Gyan, with service it will come. And then the devotee will start showing all the good qualities. See how the devotee association can help you. And here, one famous story we can discuss, Ramanujacharya and Dhanurdas. Anybody knows this story? Dhanurdas?
Yes, Prabhu.
Tell
Yes,
me in brief.
Prabhuji.
Yes, please tell in brief.
When the palki was going on, everybody was looking at that. And then this Danudas was looking at his wife only. And he was holding the umbrella and looking at the wife. And then Ramanujacharya saw this and he asked him. Then he said, my wife is very beautiful. What else is there to see? So he said, you come to the temple and early morning I will show you the most beautiful thing. So he went and then early morning darshana he had of Lord. And then he was mesmerized and he became the devotee.
Very good. And his wife also became the devotee. So you see how anybody, through the mercy of a great devotee, you can see mercy of the great devotee, Ramanujacharya, he was merciful on him. Prabhupada is merciful on us. Through their mercy, they could become the devotee of the Lord. Okay? Next shloka. Mic is not moving ahead. Yeah. Yes. So till now things are clear?
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhuji. Yeah.
Now, Bhakti Yoga. What happens? People start developing some confusion around Bhakti Yoga. They think Bhakti is actually a form of karma. Because many a times, Prabhupada has also said, Karma Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, Bhakti Yoga are the same. But actually there's a subtle difference we need to understand. Bhakti Yoga is above Karma and Jnana Yoga. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga are all steps to Bhakti Yoga. We all know that. That is why if you see Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, it says, Anya Vilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. Anukulena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhakti Uttama. Bhakti Uttama happens when there is no contamination by Jnana Karmadi. Clear. Now, Krishna wants us to come out of the threefold miseries. What is the proof for that? Any evidence that Krishna wants us to come out from the threefold miseries? What is the evidence you have? Anybody has any evidence for that? Bhagavad Gita itself, Krishna says, 15th chapter, Mame vansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manasashtani indrani prakritisthani karshit. Krishna is saying, no, see, my ansha, my eternal fragrant part, how much they are suffering in their six senses, which includes the mind. So which means what? He doesn't want us to suffer. Clear? So he also wants us to come out of these miseries. What to do? When we perform bhakti, what happens? The performer of the service starts to gradually purify. This purification means what? This purification means attainment of spiritual knowledge. Very, very subtle point. When you perform services without reservation, you become purified. Purify means what? What is purification? Purification means spiritual knowledge. Can you understand? Appreciate that point. When we say our heart has become pure means Divya Gyan Hridaya Prakashit. Now you are situated in a position of knowledge. And that is purification. What is purification? Realization of spiritual knowledge is purification. Hence, knowledge is dependent on karma. Krishna is saying, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamapyantite. I give buddhi, dadami buddhi to who? Satata yuktana bhajatam priti purvakam. What is their karma? Always chanting the holy name of the Lord. Bhajatam priti purvakam, loving devotional service of the Lord. Karma is giving rise to buddhi yogam tam, knowledge. Next sloka Krishna says, Tesham evanukam partam aham gyan jam tama nashyam atma bhavasto gyan deepena bhashvata. Gyan deepena bhashvata. In the heart I give jnana. How? Again, by loving and devotional service of the Lord. So, we have to learn to integrate our life. You understand? Life has to be integrated in such a way that we are actually doing bhakti yoga always. And a very beautiful example we'll discuss now of Tukaram. Integrating in our life in such a way that our life becomes bhakti yoga personified. What we are doing is always bhakti, 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 bhakti. If that we keep on doing, jnana dipena bhashvata. Krishna says, I will give him knowledge to come to me. And hence, what happens? An expert, if you read this first bullet, an expert devotee can mold his life in such a way while performing all kinds of duties, he constantly remembers Krishna. I remember one person, when we were telling him, chant, chant, chant all the time. He said, Prabhuji, yesterday what happened, you know, I was riding my bike, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and I banged into another vehicle, and somehow a great accident was avoided. I felt very happy when he said that. But you know what was the next sentence? Hence I have stopped chanting while riding because it distracted me. See his realization. He was chanting, banged into another vehicle, accident was avoided, and his conclusion was, hence I stopped chanting while riding because my mind was distracted. Then somehow we told him, why don't you think it this way, that because you were chanting a big accident was avoided? Oh yes, Prabhuji, I never thought that. So never ever think that while doing any activity there is no chance of chanting. Your entire life can be molded in such a way that it becomes constant remembrance of the Lord. Constant remembrance of the Lord. In fact, as per Shastras, even if you worship demigods, who is the Yagneshwara? Who is Yagneshwara? Vishnu.
Krishna.
Yes,
Yeah.
Krishna. So without him, even demigods cannot be worshipped. You have to bring him. He is the Yagneshwara. Because Krishna is declared in Bhagavad Gita, what? Bhokta Ram Yagna Tapasa. Sarva Lokam Maheshwara. He himself has declared, I am the supreme enjoyer. So how can you offer to demigods without me? Not possible. Bhokta Ram Yagna Tapasam. I am the supreme enjoyer. Sarva Lokam Maheshwaram. All demigods, all planets, I am the boss. So what to do? Now Prabhupada has given a straight instruction. It is on us to follow or not. The very discussion that we did in the beginning, why we are not becoming Narad Muni? Because we are not strictly following what we have been preached. Prabhupada has said, and you can read for yourself in the purport of 1.5.36, the major portion of our monetary income, not less than 50%, must be spent to carry out the order of Krishna. Most of us are in fruitive activities. Prabhupada is not saying stop that. Prabhupada is saying not less than 50% you spend for Krishna, so that you offer your results of fruitive activities to Krishna. So you offer that iron rod to fire, so that iron rod can become fire, so that your spiritual activity of performing your business, industry, job, service can become fire, can become spiritual. How? Offer the results to the Lord. And then Prabhupada adds one more thing, not only give profit, arrange to preach the cult of devotion. Please do preaching. Why? No one is dear to Krishna more than the one who is engaged in preaching work. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, only a dead cannot preach. Everybody else has to preach. Prabhupada is saying preach. But we may say, Prabhuji, how to do it? Kaise kare? even that has been given to us by Prabhupada. Simple method. What? Lord Chaitanya has taught the preaching through singing, dancing and refreshment. See, this is what Prabhupada is writing in his purport. Lord Chaitanya has given a very simple method. What? Singing, dancing and refreshment. This is preaching. If you arrange a program in your house, Harinam Sankirtana, and give some prasadam, have devotees dance, preaching is done. Singing, dancing, refreshment. Prabhupada is saying, who will disagree to take part in such a function? Nobody will disagree. Disagreement is in our mind. Limitation is in our mind. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission is meant to explode. It is that first step which we are not taking. If we take it, mission has to explode. Rameshwar Prabhu always keeps on saying, people are waiting to be tutored. People are waiting to be tutored. People are waiting to be tutored. It's the first step that we are not able to take. If you do that, who will disagree to take part in such a function? Simple, no? In your home, call some devotees, arrange a Sankirtana, singing, dancing and refreshment. Done. Finished. Simple method. But only one condition. It should be undertaken under the guidance of a pure devotee. Why? Because you end up then creating a khichdi out of the program by singing all those songs which are not supposed to be sung. So Tukaram, who knows the example of Tukaram? Why we are giving example of Tukaram here when we are saying mold our life in such a way that we are always remembering Krishna? What has Saint Tukaram done that we are giving his example? Anybody knows? Okay. Tukaram ji, through his personal example, what he did, you know? Complete absorption in remembrance of Vithala. Vithala, who is Vithala? Krishna. So what he was doing? Nama Sankirtana, constant. That was his center of life. Walking, working, resting, he was always chanting. And he had made some devotional verses, they are called Abhangas, in very simple language, so that all the section of the society can be included. He made his household life very, very simple. He was a trader, a baniya. And he said, it is not important to leave family. He showed by example. But rather, it is important to offer one's work to the Lord. So in his business, he would have successes, he would have failure. It did not disturb him at all. Why? Vithala arrangement. Whatever he gives, I have accepted. He was seeing God in all situations. Whether he had lost, whether he was ridiculed, whether he was in poverty, whether he was having hardship. People used to mock at him also. They would steal his goods. But he always responded with humility and remembrance. Why? He's saying, Lord is giving me this suffering to purify my heart. See how in every situation of life, is constant remembrance of the Lord. Tukaram ji never bothered about external rituals. He said, inner devotion is more important than external show. Simple Marathi he was using. Sometimes Prabhupada's purport so simple and also related to the present age, so that common people can accept it. It's not restricted to the scholars. Tukaram ji was internally detached. See, he was fulfilling all his responsibilities, but remained internally detached. He never ran after wealth, never ran after any other thing. He used to always associate with devotees, singing and discussing the Lord, and total dependence on the Lord, complete Sharanagati, and for which he was trusting Vithala in all the aspects of his life. Friend, philosopher, guide. Who? Vithala. See, this is how you mold your life to completely depend on the Lord. In the 38th verse, Narad Muni is telling to Vyasdev ji, very, very important. An actual seer, seer means sage, is who worships in the form of transcendental sound representation. Transcendental sound representation. See, it speaks to our process of realizing God. Which shloka we quoted now, which says that through our material senses we cannot realize God? Which shloka is that? We just said, no? From Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
Atha Shri Krishna Madina Bad Gramindre
Very nice.
Shivan Jivada
Swameva Smriti Yada. Very good. Thank you. So, the reality is, through our material senses, we cannot realize God. So, what to do? Is therefore worship by sound vibration, chanting. Anything which is beyond the scope of experience by our imperfect senses can be realized. How? By sound vibration. You understand? Atha Shri Krishna Nam Adi Na Bhavet Gram Indriya Sevon Mukehi Jivadho. That is why please put your tongue in the service of the Lord through sound representation. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This way it is possible to realize God. And that is why this is the dharma of our present yuga. Because our material senses cannot at all realize Krishna. The only way is Sevon Mukehi Jivadu, through your tongue. But people, what they say, Prabhuji, tongue means prasadam also, no? So let me eat. You can do that. But Prabhupada once said that some disciples are falling down because they are doing sense gratification in the name of honoring prasada. Prasada you honor. Prabhuji, oh, they brought me laddu, what to do? Okay, you take a small morsel. Why you have to take the full laddu? Honor the prasada. So don't misuse or don't misquote the verses. Tongue is meant for chanting and honoring prasada. Prasada is to be had in moderation. So now we come to the last verse of this chapter. Verse number 40. Please therefore, so lot of discussions we had now. Direct instruction by Narada Muni to Vyasadev ji. What? Dedicate all your activities onto the service of the Lord. So what is the final instruction? Therefore, O Vyasa, to satisfy the hankering of learned men, to mitigate the miseries of the masses, do one thing. What? Describe Lord's activities. Please do that. If you do that, people will come out of their sufferings from material pangs. They will not be suffering anymore. And to seal it, we say na, last nail in the coffin. To seal it, Narad Muni says, there is no other way. There is no other way to get out of such miseries. So if you think that we can work around here and there and try to find out something, sorry, there is no other way to get out of such things. And this Narad Muni demonstrated through his personal experience. If you remember, he started with what? When I was a child and the son of a maid servant. Then he said, I served the Bhakti Vedantas. Bhakti Vedanta, see, first service came, karma came. Then they bestowed their mercy, knowledge unto me. And then slowly I got spiritual opulence, and then slowly I got love of the Godhead. You see, personal example Narada Muni is explaining. So Prabhupada explains in this verse the 2 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. The 4 classes of men who come to me and the 4 classes of men who do not come to me. Anybody can quote which shloka? If you know, please read. 4 classes of men who come to me, 4 classes do not come to me. Yes.
Abhajananti Mamuda, Mahashim Tanumashrita. Naratama.
Some background noise, please, if you can control your mic. Yes, first tell me 4 classes of person who come to the Sharanagati of the Lord.
Chaturvida
bhajante maam jana supritino Arjuna Artho jigyasu arthati jnani cha pardarshaka. Sukritino. Sukritino means pious person. Who are those pious person? Artho. Artho means distressed. दुखी है बहुत ज्यादा. जिज्ञासु, who wants to know, inquisitive. Artharti, wants arthat, many desire wealth. And Kyani, searching knowledge. So even if a dukhi person, Arth, comes to Krishna, Krishna is saying he is Sukritino. I'll accept him. And 4 classes who do not come, which slok is that?
Naman Dushkaradana
Mooda Prapadente Naradama. Maya Prasthana
Asuram Bhava Ashrita. So 4 classes do not come to me is Dushkritino. See, there it was called Sukritino. Here it's called Dushkritino. Because they are unlucky men. They are not good. Mudha means foolish people. Prapadyante Naradam. Naradam means lowest among the mankind. Mayaya aprihat jnana. Knowledge stolen by illusion. And Asuram Bhavamashrita. They are atheist demons. They do not surrender to me. Why Prabhupada is explaining this? Because Narad Muni advises Vyasdev that if you glorify the Lord, you do good to all 8 classes of men. Just imagine the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna says 4 classes of people do not come to me. Narad Muni is saying, Vyasdev, if you glorify the pastimes of the Lord, you are doing good to all the 8 classes of men, whether good or bad. Srimad Bhagavatam is therefore not meant for any particular class of men. It is meant for a sincere soul who wants his own welfare and peace of mind. Yes, I think with that, we'll stop the discussion. If you have any question or if you want to add anything, please feel free. Very nice chapter, no? Thank you. Hare Krishna. See, my goodness, if you really take those instructions to your heart, you'll not be able to sleep for many nights. Direct instructions. Which scripture can give you so in-depth instruction? Hardly any. Directly saying 50% of your income, service of the Lord. And dedicate all your activities to the service of the Lord. Directly saying, hitting on your face. Okay, Hare Krishna, thank you everyone. Please feel free to add or questions, please go ahead.
Oh, what is your good name?
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Your good name, please. Hare Krishna.
My name is Gaur Manmohan Das.
Okay, thank you.
And my bad name is what? Good name is Gaur Manmohan Das. Bad name is?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice class. Thank you. Very nice class.
Actually, bad name is there. Bad name is... Actually, you see, we have run away from the service of Krishna. So, Bhagoda. Oh, Krishna. Thank you. Radhika Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Excellent session. I think that way a bad name is there for all of us. We all have run away and we come here. Hare Krishna.
Just imagine, if Narad Muni comes in front of us, we'll be hiding under a table, can't even look at him. Correct, no?
Yeah.
See, they would say when Prabhupada used to look at them, and shame they would look down because he would scan. Just imagine. If Prabhupada stands in front of us, nobody will be able to see him.
Very true.
So much is there.
We are one step lower. If Narad Muni comes, we will ask from which drama company have you come?
Oh goodness. Thank you everyone for bearing.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very nice, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you.